Big day ahead for you guys. We got Congressman Sherrod Brown, soon to be Senator of Ohio, on the show a little bit later. We got Congressman George Miller of California, Michael Isikoff of Newsweek, Christy Harvey of Center of American Progress. We've got Matt Stoller from MyDoubleD.com. We got David Sirota from Sirota Blog. We got Congressman Bob Barr, former Republican from the House.
And they're not even our biggest guest.
All of that is part of the Tom DeLay Goes Down extravaganza. But first, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, on the Young Turks, Mel Brooks, everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's Mel Brooks, a very old Turk.
That's right.
Just for some, put a little more cream in your coffee here,
Well, I would disagree, Mr. Brooks. I would say that you're the original Young Turk.
I was the original Young Turk about 75 years ago. Now, let's call a Jew as a spade a Jew or whatever. I'm an old Turk.
All right, fair enough.
But a Turk is still a good thing. A Turk,
Yeah, sure, tough.
Shows, a lot of. Yeah, I still, I'm not incontinent or anything like that. I'm still fine.
Keep in mind,
you look great.
Keep in mind, we do a 3-hour show, so there's still time.
Oh, there's still time to just, I'll look down every once in a while.
I'd check it out.
See how things are going. I'm here because I'm looking to promote a boxed set from 20th Century Fox of Mel Brooks movies.
I got 'em.
Go, Ben.
Blazing Saddles, which is,
It's
hysterically funny.
amazing. Warner Brothers kicked in Blazing Saddles. It was great of them. They said, well, for Mel, we'll do this.
Oh, that's nice.
So normally movie studios are in each
don't
other's throats. This is very nice.
Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, which was the first movie I ever...
I'm bringing it to Broadway, by the way, Ben.
Are you bringing it?
Yeah, this radio audience should be the first audience to know that Mel Brooks is bringing Young Frank to Broadway in 2007.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Well, I don't know, though. I mean, do you have any success in Broadway?
Yeah.
I mean, did the producers work out for you at all? Or?
It broke even.
It broke even.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Broadway's a tough
right?
racket. It's a tough racket, Broadway.
Broadway is very tough. I mean, you don't make it opening night and you're closed, the next day. So.
Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, silent movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights, To Be or Not to Be, History of the World Part 1, The 12 Chairs, High Anxiety. History of the World Part 1, the first movie, I was going to say it was Young Frankenstein, but the first movie that I remember at a young age laughing hysterically at was History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks getting a phone call.
No, it's not mine.
Oh, it's Jill. Jill Pike getting a phone call.
I'm sitting in for Jill, and Jill's getting a phone call. Probably. I took one look at her, and I got a number. So maybe me call.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You'd think there are a lot of people calling.
Yeah. So, Ben, go on.
No, I just, the History of the World Part 1, again, what year was that?
History of the World Part 1, I don't know, I'm guessing
80?
70. No.
Early? That makes sense.
A little earlier than that. Maybe 78.
Look, when Moses comes down with the 3 platelets and he drops one, I give you the 15, drops it, 10 commandments. I've repeated it 10,000 times.
Yeah.
It was.
So you're the guy.
Because it couldn't possibly be funnier. And it's just weird how you remember when you think back about going to the theater and as a kid and what things made an impression. That's just what I remember laughing at hardest first. Which is, that's something. I like to laugh.
Thank you. That's, this is a bonanza for a very small crowd of devotees,
Oh, I suspect it.
Devotees. Tom DeLay went down. Devotee. Tom DeLay. Devotee, no Tom DeLay. Tom DeLay out. Devotee in. Yes.
I don't think it's a small group.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big group of devotees.
So I see you're getting into rap. Is that a new hip-hop thing for you? Is that the direction we're going?
I started rap. I started it. I actually started
that.
it.
Yeah.
It's good to be the king.
That's true. That's exactly
and
right.
Many years ago,
Right.
I did just to promote History of the World Part 1. I was King Louis the 16th, and I was promoting. So it's good to be the king. And then later, under the guidance and direction of Alan Johnson, gay and wonderful choreographer, Alan, one of my sweetest, best friends, he directed me in a little short called The Hitler Rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what year was that?
I think 80 or 81.
Yeah, it was right around as hip-hop's coming out, so there you go. Original hip-hop master Mel Brooks as well. All right, Mel, now, before we go, any thoughts on Tom DeLay?
Well, things are written that are beyond us. They're written in the wind. Sometimes they're written way before we're born on the side of a cave. And if you go to Egypt and you scratch the inside of one of these pyramids and keep working on it, sand it, you will get down to some hieroglyphics. If you had a Rosetta Stone and you could understand it, it would say, Tom DeLay is going down. They predicted it, maybe 4,000 years ago. So it was bound to happen.
It was inevitable.
My own thoughts are that good things happen to those who deserve them.
Right, and bad things happen to people who deserve them, too. Mel Brooks' box set is coming out, everybody. Check it out in 07, Young Frankenstein on Broadway.
It's $69.99. You get 8 Mel Brooks movies for $70. It's like
for less than $10 a movie.
Yeah, you're losing money not buying it.
And by the way, I just got to say, when I was in high school, History of the World, The Blazing Saddles, I just loved him. So
it's good to be the king.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for joining
us. All right,
us. We
gentlemen,
really appreciate it.
A pleasure. Thanks for letting me pitch and plug for nothing. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Nice work. And
Michael Isikoff of Newsweek when we come back on the Young Turks.
Thank you, Mel.